sorry, TikTok. I had to pause for a moment because I was just a couple seconds delay here on YouTube. I am on live with both TikTok and YouTube tonight, and we are going to be doing a tutorial. And I am Carol with CarolJo's. I am the creator and owner of everything you find on CarolJo's.com. And I do lives 6 days a week on TikTok. I do them 4 times a week on YouTube. The ones that cross over are always the tutorials, which I do twice a week, and the chats, which I do twice a week. So those are what I am on live both at the same time. Then on YouTube, or I'm sorry, not YouTube, on TikTok, I go live twice a week with bead sales, and then Fridays I go live twice, and the second one is a jewelry sale. It's usually in the afternoon when I do my jewelry sale. This week it's in the morning because I do not work on Friday morning, so I'm going to go live. So we are here tonight. It's tutorial night, and I'm going to bring up my backup so I can see comments. So we're going to learn how to make what I call a bar bracelet. And what it means to be a bar bracelet is that you're creating a bar for the beads to set on. You can have one bead, you can have multiple beads, you can have just one focal bead, you can have a single like glass pearl bead, whatever you would like, okay? And then you create a bar with a piece of wire to make it into a piece of jewelry. So for example, hi Juana, here is one of them. So I'm going to show you 3 different looks here, but as always, I'm going to say, those of you that are on TikTok, go ahead, share out 10 times. Hi Maria, go ahead and tap away at that screen and get us to 10K. And that way I will do a piece of jewelry I will give away tonight. So that's what we're going to do. And I am sitting here freezing in my house. So that's why I keep moving around, is I am very cold in here. It was very, very hot earlier because someone turned up our air conditioning to be 80 some degrees, and so it wasn't running. And now that it's at where it normally is at, now I am freezing. That is really weird. We're having problems over there on YouTube, sorry. We need to decide if we want a longer live and start earlier on Friday night. Do you want me to do 2 lives on Friday of beads, or just skip it and just have 1 live with beads this week? We will have on Saturday the dangles, charm dangles. We'll do those on Saturday. And you guys might ask what the charm dangles are. They are like what we had a week ago Sunday on the subscriber only. I'll show you one. This will be Saturday's live. We'll be selling those. Oh, thank you, Albus. Thank you. So here it is. It is the dangles. We will have these up for sale. You can use the clasp in the front here, and then you hang them down. The clasp of a chain, or you can put them on a wire or cord, whatever you want to do. So we're going to have those for sale on Saturday. We're going to do beads for sure Friday night. And then we will be doing the jewelry Friday morning at 10 a.m. But for last night's items that I had up for sale, let me know. Oh, good one, Crystalfornia. You can put them on a zipper. That would work too. I just need you guys to let me know. What would you like me to do? Do you want me to have a longer live on Friday, 2 lives on Friday for beads, or just skip and only have 1 live? Hi, Chris. So you guys let me know. Sorry, I had something come up and I just needed to take the night off. So thank you everybody for letting me take the night off. It just stinks because I had some beads that were cool for sale. So that is what I will say. I will bring the ones that I had pulled for Tuesday for sure on Friday. It just might mean some items from Friday will go to next week if we only have 1. Really, truly, I don't know what your guys' plans are for this weekend, if you guys have time off on Fridays or whatever. So that's why I'm asking. Thank you. That's what they're also saying over here on TikTok. All right. I will let you guys know then what we're going to do. So just turn your notifications on in case I just happen to go live at a random time on Friday. All right. So back to what we are going to be doing tonight. we have 3 different ways that we can make this bracelet. And what I mean by ways is what it looks like here around the bead. This one is just where we just threaded it through and we go to the end. Hi, Sissy. This one, we looped it both through. Let me go this way. And then we came through. And on this one, we just knotted it. So we get to decide what you can decide whatever way you want. I do one larger focal bead on these. You can do smaller beads and make it a bar. And it's just going to, I'm going to take off my bracelet here so that you guys can see what it looks like. I'm going to put on one that's big that I don't have to sit there and have to put it on. So I can just slip it over. So that's what it looks like on. Is that it just sits on your wrist type scenario. So you can make this as long as you want and make it a bar and have multiple beads on it, or the single large focal. I like doing the single large focal on these. So that's why you guys have seen me lately selling a lot more single focals, is that you can do them for that dangle that I just showed earlier. You can do them this way. They're just, to me, something that you can do just to make one large bead look really, really cool. So the 3 examples that I just showed you with those beads, I do not speak Spanish. I speak English only. Sorry, I'm sorry, I do not speak Spanish. But we had these beads up for sale. I believe this one was, I got to think about it, like Friday of this last week, maybe. This one was from our subscriber live, along with this one. So, oh, we don't talk like that here. We just always are just happy-go-lucky. So anyways, that is why I've been selling larger beads. I just love having the large bead as a focal bead. But you can do smaller beads. Like you could do a 10mm glass pearl. Whatever kind of bead that you want to use is what you can use, or beads. It doesn't have to be a single bead. So you need your beads for this. You will also need a closure. I use the lobster clasp along with 2 6mm size split rings. See, that's a split ring, not dump ring. And then depending on how you want to end it, you can end it with the ribbon closures. These are the smaller ones that I said I would get in. I will have these available on Friday night for you guys. These are the smaller ones. They are a 6mm by 6mm or 6 by 7mm. I can't remember the exact size, but it's either 6 by 6 or 6 by 7. And I have these in 5 different metal colors, I believe. So I will have those available on Friday night. The other thing is that you can use the tube closure. This is what it looks like. So those, you can use either the ribbon closure or the tube closure. You will need, here we go. This will be backwards for you guys, but it is the craft wire. That is a 20 gauge craft wire. I'm using silver color. That, and then you'll need your faux suede. So we had these a while ago. That is for the faux suede, where you could buy a lot of them. These are my personal collection, and I had mine on spools. You guys were getting 1 meter cut in for yours. Yep, you are all cut up, Miss Joya. Yep, and I will be getting those packaged up after the live, and they'll go out tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. Sorry, I'm not going to package those up tonight, probably. I'll package them up sometime tomorrow if that's okay, because there's no mail tomorrow. Just thought of that. I keep thinking today is Friday, because it is my Friday. I have the rest of the week off. But it's only Wednesday. So they will go out in the mail on Friday, Joya. I'm sorry. I did not, and I didn't have time today to be able to get them to go over my lunch hour. So, but they will go out Friday, everybody. I might not package them up tonight. All right, so that is your list of supplies. My tools, if you are going to use the tubes, I use what is called, I believe it was a wire cutter. I don't know. I use the little crimp part in here to close them up. You will need 2 flat nose pliers or chain nose pliers, a round nose plier, a cutter, our lovely handy dandy, and this is your split ring tool. Also need a pair of scissors and a ruler. Just so y'all know, on Friday night, I will also have tools available. The only tool that I haven't found, and I don't think I ordered, was the round nose pliers. But you will be able to get the flat nose or chain nose pliers. Hi, Sleeks and Sassy Nails. Those. You will be able to get the split ring pliers. You will be able to get the cutters. They will have the bent nose pliers. We have the long nose pliers, and we have the ring mandrels. Oh, thank you for saying that. I'm glad you're watching them. So I always save all of my lives. So if you miss a live that is a tutorial or a chat, you can always go back and watch it on YouTube. So we're over here on TikTok or on YouTube talking about that. So yes. And so for those of you on YouTube, how you get to my TikTok, you go to the CJS logo at the top, CJS logo at the bottom, you get to my bio, there is a link tree hyperlink, tap that, scroll all the way to the bottom, and that will take you to YouTube. You can go over there and you subscribe if you like. So if you're someone that's new on YouTube here and you like what you're seeing, go ahead and follow, and then turn on the notifications so that you know when I have a new video posted. All right. So that is what we need for tools and supplies. Now I gotta pick out beads. I mean, I went and grabbed, so some of these beads were leftovers, like if we did baggies of 2s, these are leftovers from them. So I have like these 2 here. I don't have the gold, so I don't know that I want to do that. I also have a large bead like this. So those are some of the beads that I found that we are sold lately that I have leftovers of, like one of, instead of having 2 in a bag. I don't know if I want to use those. I really honestly don't know if I want to use them. How about if you guys in the chat put colors, and then I can go and do the beads behind me and see what we've got for beads in that. Hi, Rose. And as we're doing this, go ahead and tap, tap, tap away so that we can get to the 10K, and then we let TikTok know that we're here and more people will join us. Oh, blue. Okay. And you don't have to do glass. You can do, like, these are gemstone beads. You can do acrylics. You can do glass. You can do any type of bead in that. Hold on. Buttercup has been in my bead room, and she's got beads down on the floor. All right. So let me see in our acrylics what we have. That would be cool. Because that would keep it really lightweight. Ooh, let's do that one. So I'm going to grab an acrylic. We're going to grab this blue one. Then with that, you get to pick whatever color you want, because we have all different colors of the faux suede. So I don't know that I want to do purple. I have all different shades of blue in here. We could do a blue to make it monochromatic, or we could go the opposite and we could do a hot pink. Whoops, I dropped the bead. Should we do hot pink and that? You guys let me know. Well, geez, that really stinks, Rose. So this is what the hot pink and the blue will look like. With the blues, the colors that I have for a blue is dark, dark blue here. I don't like that one together. We could do that one. So the dark blue will be 1. This will be 2. Or we could do, this will be 3. Hi, Ruby. I'm almost thinking 2. Do you like? I have this combination. Joya says 2, so we can go with 2. I got 2 sitting there. Okay, so question is, now this will be A or B. Guys, in the chat, put A or B in there and let me know which one you want to go with. Sorry, I keep changing it up, but I keep pulling stuff out and going, ooh. Maria says B. She came last Friday night, I think it was, Chris, and I was so excited to see her. We're just making tonight, Rose. B it is. That's what everybody's voting on. Okay. All right, so we are going to use these two together. Now, we're going to cut off a piece of our 20 gauge craft wire. To do this, I'm going to point you guys down so that you guys can see it. All right, what I'm doing. I'm going to measure it out and show y'all every step here. When I go down, I cannot see the comments very well on YouTube, so I might not answer them. Please don't be upset. On TikTok, I do have my backup account. I just have to be watching it. Now, okay, that's fine. We are going to be making bracelets here that you use a focal bead and then the faux suede ruby. I'm going to measure my bead. This bead is 1 3/16. And then it takes about a 1/2 inch on each side to create the loop. So that gets us just under 2 inches. I'm going to go to 3 inches just to have a little bit of extra room. So I'm just going to cut off a piece of wire that is about 3 inches. So that's where our cutters come into play. Okay, I'm going to set a wire away. Now, because it's been wound around, sometimes you have to straighten it out a little bit. This is what we're going to use to make the bar for the bead. So I have my round nose, but right where I have them marked at is not big enough for this project. I need to go more in. So I am going to grab my Sharpie because you got to create 2 loops and I want to keep them consistent. Thank you, the Shed Styles, for the follow. So I'm going to create a black line where I want to create both of my loops on my round nose pliers. The black line comes off, so don't worry about it being on there. I'm not going to use my, I'm not going to use the one-step looper, and I'm not using my bail making pliers. The reason being is because I want this to stay secure, I'm going to use the loop that I do for a lot of times for my earrings. So that's where you put it here. We line up our line with our wire and then go down just a little bit further, like right about here, and then push it away. Then we're going to put it 90 degrees in there. If you notice here, we're 90 degrees in that angle, and then start bringing this back around. Because we don't have a bead, you're going to get farther than you will when you do have the bead. And you reposition your pliers, and then you make that circle. Hold your pliers, and then take this piece right here, wrap it around once, maybe twice. You have to know how many times you wrap around. I did once, and then cut off that extra. And throw away that part. Put your bead on. We are going to, this I'm going to explain just a little bit because we only went one time around. You do not want to go back up here and start with, that's where you're going to put your, mark it up right here. The reason being, if I did that, I would have to wrap this around multiple times. I want to keep it consistent with one wrap from this end. To do that, you just come down to this end and just barely put it on there and then bend it 90 degrees away. From here, now you're going to go down. Sorry, I'm trying to get that. My wire is moving around. There we go. Now I'm going to line it up. That line up, when we went and did that 45 degree in there, is how we're starting our circle. So go ahead and pull this around, reposition your tool, and complete your circle. So now they're not straight yet, and I'll show you how to straighten it, but our loops are the same, and our distance between the loop and the bead are approximately the same. Hold this in your hand and then take your pliers and go around, and then cut this last part off like that. Now, when I look at this, you'll see these are not pointing, my circles are not pointing the same way. That's why I said get 2 of those pliers. Do a plier on each side, line them up, and then bend them. Just use your wrist to bend them. And now they're pointing in the same direction. Measure your bead with the hoops on it. This is 1, gotta count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, so that would be 5/8. Sorry, I'm having to do my math on how many spots I have. This is 1 5/8 inch, so it's just a little bit over 1.5 inches, okay? The reason why is that you need to also know how much your clasp is. This clasp, when I measure it, is 1 inch. So that means I have 2 5/8 inches in, that'll be my clasp and my bead. If I need a bracelet that is, let's say, 7 inches, I do 7 inches minus 2 5/8, which that equals out to be 4. I got to think about this. Yeah, 4 3/8. So yes, you have to do some math. If you want an 8-inch bracelet, it would be 5 3/8. Does that make sense, everybody? How you have to take the length of your beads on the bar with the circles, minus your, or plus your closure, and subtract that from the length of your bracelet. Now that you figured that out, I know some people don't like math. You can willy-nilly it and see if you get it at the right size. But, so let's say, all right, we've got, if we're going to do a 7-inch, we need, I'm going to make it bigger than 7-inch because my wrist is a 7-inch and most people don't have a 7-inch wrist lately. So, let's do 7.5, even with the 5/8. So that means that we would need 5 inches. Now, if you notice, this is doubled over and I have 2 sides. So 5 inches divided by 2 is 2.5. But I need each piece of my faux suede to be the full length, which would be, we're back at 5 inches. So you make each one of these the length of what you need. So let's say we needed 5 inches. We're going to cut off 5 inches. And we're making this one where we don't have any loops on it. We just thread it through. So that would be exact, to get there. We need 2 of these for 5 inches. So I measure off 5 inches here. Cut it. I line it up and I cut it so that they're both the same length. So mine are the same length because of how I cut them. I don't measure on the tape measure or on the ruler. I'm moving my ruler out of my way now. So now we're going to find, where did I put my bead? I put it right there. You put your faux suede through, line up your ends, and this is going to be one without any knots or anything. So we're just going to double it over, and it's going to look like that. With this one, because I double them over and do them on top of each other, can you see where these are on top of each other? I use the tube for the closure. I just slide this on and get it lined up with the end of my cord. I take the wire cutters, I think is what these are called, and you see how this right here has a divot down. The divot down goes on the side that isn't open on the tube. It'll go on this side. Here is the divot here. Whoop, there we go. So move that to the top, put this in there, line it up. So there you go. You can see it's all lined up in there. I don't have my, I can move my cord and show you. I don't have it out there. I just have it in there. Show you over here on YouTube. You can see it's all lined up. It's not in there. We want that lined up just like that. We've got that tube lined up in my tool. All I do is smush down. There. And then I take my fingers and I just see if it comes off. It doesn't come off and it's on. And this is what it looks like on. Okay. Now we're going to take our other end of the cord, do the exact same thing. Line those up. So it's lined up. See, one isn't above the other. They're lined up. Grab a tube, put it on. This is the closed top there. Here's my tool. I want that on the top, so I got to flip my tool over. Get it all lined up. And just look at it and then smush it down. Hi! Is it Baldy jewelry? So there it is. Now, on one end, I just need one 6mm jump ring, or split ring, I'm sorry. Split ring. I use my split ring pliers. Open that up. So you see how that opened that up? The end of that is right there. See that right there? And that is what I put on that circle that's on the end of that tube. Grab a pair of flat nose or chain nose pliers and just spin it around. This pair of pliers right here is called a split nose plier. Or split ring plier, sorry, split ring plier. It opens up your split rings and saves your fingernails. I will have those on my live on Friday night at 7 p.m. I have tools that we will start with at the very beginning of the live, and then we'll go into the beads and such. All right, we're going to open up our second 6mm split ring. Put that on. There we go. Got that on. Then I'm going to also grab, and I'm giving it a test to make sure my spring works on my lobster class. So I'm going to open up my split ring again. I can figure out which side it is. There it is. And I am going to put on my lobster class. Are you talking about the split ring pliers? There we go. And that is the other side. And then I have to put it down on the table to put it on. Don't you go away, little dude. You stay there. I'm trying to get it on and show you guys what it looks like on. But every time I move my wrist a little bit, there we go. Well, okay, I'm not going to get it on. Oh, my crimp pliers, those are not crimp pliers. I'll show you what it is here. But that's what it'll look like. That is cool. I love that color combination. This is a wire cutter, is what my husband, I think, calls it. And we use the crimp part of the wire cutter to use to close up these tubes. So that's what this is. And I will have crimp pliers on Friday night too. Now that you said it, I don't think I said that earlier. But yeah, that's for that. Now I'm going to get that one out of the way because now we are going to, for the next two, we are going to use ribbon ends. I dropped it, sorry. It's the ribbon crimp ends is what they're called. They got the little teeth on them that will go into the faux suede. So like this one here has that. So the difference between the two at the end, this is what you'll see. Okay. So now I'm going to put away the blue bead. We need another bead color. That I need a large bead from. So you guys give me another large or another bead color. Not cutter, color. So I can grab another bead and see what we can create. Patricia says orange. Okay. Let me see what we got for orange. This one I have to stand up for to get these because they're up high. Ouchie, hit my elbow. Let's serve. Oop, we almost are losing the bead soup off of my stand there. I am going to show you what it'll look like with a larger, this is a 12 millimeter, I believe. Oh, yay. I'm going to double check. I think this is a 12 millimeter. No, it says it's an 8. I don't want to use an 8. So nope, we're not going to use that. Because you can use like a small, I use a larger bead, but you could use the, that just does not look like an 8 millimeter. That's really odd. All right, so we're not going to use that, but you could do a single pearl like that if you wanted. All right, I'm going to give you guys an option. You guys can let me know. With the seafoam, that, I think this is the one I want. We could do a large orange bicone with that seafoam. So that would be like this. I think that'll be our option. I know the other night we did a key charm with this bead. Let's see what that would look like. Nope, I'm not liking that one. We're going with this one. Okay. This will be our bead. And then this is the faux suede that we're going to do. All right. All right, got to get our ruler again. So we're going to need that for a moment. Our bead is 3/4 of an inch. So we are going to go with just probably a little bit underneath underneath the 3 inches. There's of our wire, which is that 20 gauge wire. I'm gonna go under, cut it with our wire cutters, the flat nose wire cutters. Create one side of it with the loop. So we can just go in here where we got the second black line because we want a larger one. The reason why we want a larger one is because the faux suede that I have is a 2 millimeter size faux suede. Let's go down just a little bit. Go away from us, reposition 45 degrees and make that circle. Reposition and finish the circle. So there is our circle. The reason why we reposition is if we didn't reposition, when we come up, it will be flat instead of circular. So that's why you reposition, is to get that curve started. Hold this with your either your flat nose, chain nose, or the round nose plier. And then take this one and go one time around. And then cut off that end. Now look at, he's a little bendy. I am going to straighten him out right away. Put our bead on. And then round nose plier. This first one, don't go all the way down here. Just do a little bit on there and then go 90 degrees away. Then come down. I gotta go up a little bit there so we can get in there. Then go down and line it up with your line, with your 90 degree in there, or 45 degrees in that angle, and go around till you can't anymore because we have the bead in the way. Reposition your tool and complete the circle. Hold this with your pliers of whatever one you want, and then wrap around the one time. If you want to go down all the way to that on both sides, you're just going to need to make like, you'll probably have like 3 or 4 of the wraps around. So you will have a lot of wire here at the beginning between the bead and your loop. If that's what you want, go ahead and put it down. I just don't like that look. Grab your pliers. These are just a little bit off, not a lot, just a little bit, and just straighten them. And there we go. Now, our bead with the hoops is 1 1/8 inch. Now, we are going to make somewhere around the 7.5 inch size of the bracelet. So that would be 1 inch for your closure, because this was 1 inch if I measure it. I'm just going to double check. And it is just a hair under an inch. It is like 7/8. So if I add 7/8 and 1 1/8, that equals 2 inches. We are making this bracelet here tonight. This is the one we're working on right now. We're going to make one only with this bead and this faux suede instead. So if we say 7.5 minus our 2 inches, that's 5.5. So we're going to cut off 2 pieces of the 5.5. So measure that out to 5.5. Cut one. Line it up. Measure it out. Cut the second one. So now I have 2 pieces here that are 5.5 inches. Now you have to make this one because we're going to take 2 pieces of this to go through it. So I'm going to double it over before, go through our little hole here, and I'm hoping I made it big enough. Yes, I did. Woo! And you have a little hole here. I want that to be this way. So it lines up with the beads, not sideways like this. I want it to be lined up with the bead this way, okay? Take your ends like this and go through that hole. And get those to line up and then pull it tight. Like that. Okay, hold on. I just got a text I got to reply to. Sorry. There we go. All right. So there's one side. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Double it over. Shimmy that up into that little hole. And this is not always the easiest because you have 2 of them going in there. And if your hole is a little bit tight, you have to sit here and just finagle it. And once again, make sure your loops are facing the same way as your bead, okay? Like this way. And then take your two ends that are equal there and go up and through. And push this down there really, really tight. Yes, I did it. So they're both on the same side. I forgot to tell you guys, and I'm like, I got it done. You want this to be so that both of them are the same side because the look is different on the two sides. So when you wear it, you'll want the one, you know, so they match. And I forgot to say that, but it just happened. It worked out that way. Now, line these two up and go down to where these line up. So you see how I just have them straight down. I grab my ribbon end clip or crimp ends, put that on there. I will push it a little bit, almost to the point of where it needs to be, close type. And then I grab my flat nose pliers and just push it shut. Grab it and make sure it's stuck, and it did. Flip this over. Do the exact same thing on this side so that they line up. Every once in a while, sometimes you didn't get it exactly right and they don't line up. I don't want to crimp that with that much difference. I'll just take my scissors and get them even and cut them to be the same. So I just cut a little bit off of the one side. And then do the same thing on this end where you've got that crimp, that ribbon crimp end. Push it together and then take your pliers and push it shut. Grab a, just like we did on the other one, split ring. 6mm split ring is what I use. Put it on one end. Stop circling. There we go. And then use the flat nose and just wing it around. There we go. So we have one end of our closure on. And you can put whatever kind of closure you want on there. I just happen to use, when I do this style of a bracelet, the lobster clasp. If you wanted to put a toggle on it, just do the split rings and then attach the two ends of your toggle to the split ring. We're going to grab a lobster clasp and we're going to put it on this end. I'm going to spin that around. And here is the bracelet. There we go. I want this way. There we are. And that is the bracelet. Hey, Mitra. So that is the second one that I was going to show you tonight. So we've made two of them now. Okay, we're going to make our third one. I'm going to put away these orange beads. You guys put colors in the chat and I'll look at it after I put these beads away. All right, what color? Purple. That's the first one I saw, so purple. Okay. Let's see what I want in that one. Maybe. See, this is what I was talking about. Ooh, with a green cord. Like these river stone, this purple river stone is a larger bead. You can do one of them with just that bead on it type scenario. and have it done that way. You can do different cords than just the faux suede. You could do like the leather cord or the whatever you wanted. I think I'm gonna go with that one. All right, we are going to go with, it's a purple bead that has that coating on the back to make it a darker color. So this can move around as you're wearing it and you'll get a different color. Okay, now, like I said, they don't all have to be a single bead. You could do this one with like some silver on the ends just to give it some more color. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I am going to grab just a silver 4mm bead and put it on each side. You could do a bigger one if you wanted. You could do smaller beads and have multiples. You make what you like. I just want to show you the concept. So this total for your beads is about 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to go with around 3 inches or a little bit bigger. Yep, it could be a fidget bead. Because of being round, it will probably spin around and allow you to do that, depending on how tight you make it. So we're going to make, once again, our loop on the one end. There we go. And if you want to learn how to do that loop, there is a video out on YouTube. It's just called the earring dangle. It's the same concept. So you will be able to get a video on how to make them with that one. All right, we got our loop on one end. I'm going to put our beads here on this one. Then we're going to, just at this end, do that, and then go all the way down. And make our loop on that end and close that up. Okay, my pliers are underneath there. We're going to get these, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Sorry. I'm going to get those the same way, like this. So my circles are the same way. Then we need, I didn't grab my color. We talked about having green. We could do the seafoam green again, or we have, I'm trying to find oh, we gotta get that turquoisey back in here. Or we could do the pink. Thank you, everybody. We could do the pink. We could do, I don't know if I want, we could do a dusty pink. So do we want hot pink or dusty pink? This is hard with my fingers. There we go. That's dusty pink. Hot pink. Dark green. Let me see what I got for a dark green. I don't have the same colors that I had for sale in my little box. I have this green. Do you like that one or not? So this one is more of like olive green. It doesn't look it on camera, but it is in person. Like a light olive green. No. Okay. Dusty pink is what we'll go with because I seen somebody comment. So we are going to take our loop here, our loops and our beads, measure that. That is 1 1/4 inches. With our closure, that equals 2 1/4 inches. So 2 1/4. And if we wanted 7 1/2, that gives us 7 1/4. The one thing I forgot to tell you guys about when you do the knots on them, you want just a little bit more. We didn't do it on that other one, so its size will not be 7.5. It'll be a little bit smaller. So we're going to do 7.5 minus, 7.5 minus the 1 1/4. So let's just say, that's 7 1/4. We're going to go with 7.5 or 5.5 inches. Sorry. Golly, I can't do math. 5.5. Okay, whoops, he wants to roll off of my table. There we go. We got our 2 pieces. Now with this one, how we're going to finish this one off, you're going to just single through it, just one single, line them up, and you can either do a knot this way or just do the knot like you would tie in your shoes. I'm going to do it this way. You're going to get a bigger knot. Oh, that looks too big. I don't like that way. Let's go the other way. And you can play around and decide with the size of bead, which one looks better. And I'm going to just tie it like this, just so that it just has a closure to it. Like that. And we're going to do that on the other end too. It's totally up to you. The Discord, I don't do Discord, Rose. Hi, Abby. Oh, I do too. I think I like this color pink with it. So there it is with that knot. Now we're going to, I did not get that lined up very well, so I'm going to not make it so tight and get it lined up better. This one has a little bit more forgiving because you can mess around with it while it's on there. Okay, that's where I want it at. Thank you, Miss Kitty, for the corn and the roses. I don't even know that I didn't even set a goal, so that's really funny that it gave me a goal of corn. Whew. Happy birthday, Annie. Now, we're going to line these 2 up and push them down and see how they're not exactly lined up. That's okay. We're just going to cut off a little bit so that they are lined up the same. And throw that piece away. Grab our cord end, our ribbon and crimp end is what this is called, ribbon crimp end, and get it all in there. So it's like this. Grab our pliers and smush it together. Do the same thing. Thank you, Rose, for the heart me on this end. And we are way off here. I don't want to lose all of that length. So we're going to loosen this up a little bit and get them more even. Maybe if I don't drop it. Thanks for the finger heart. And if you guys have been sending me gifts while I wasn't looking, I am sorry, but I say thank you. We are 3.8 away from our giveaway. So if you guys could just tap, tap, tap away here while we're working on this last one, because this is going to be the last one for the night, and hopefully by the end, we will be at 10K so that we can do that giveaway. Thank you, Witness. Okay, happy birthday, Annie. When I line these 2 up, they are even on now. I worked on that. Oh, with the discussion we talked about at the very beginning, when do you guys want me to do the bead sale that we missed last night? And Joya over on TikTok says, happy birthday, Annie. So we're going to put on our ribbon crimp end, push it together, and then push it with the pliers. And so does Rose. Rose says, happy birthday, Annie. So now we've got both of those with the ribbon crimp ends. We're going to take our 6mm We're going to put that on and just whip this one around, the first one. The other side was where we're going to put that on. I said I could do it, I could go on earlier Friday if you'd like and have a longer show on Friday. I could split it up and do one in the afternoon and then go on live at 7, or we skip it, whatever you guys want. Everybody said whatever I wanted to do, but I am looking at what do you guys want. We'll have Buttercup probably during the day or all day on Friday. So she may be joining us for all of the lives. We'll see. All right, we are putting our lobster clasp on, and now we're going to spin it around. And there is our bracelet. And like we said, this is a spinner. So it will spin around on you guys. And I'm going to bring this up now because oh, I hope you start feeling better, Joya. Okay, I will see. And if I said if I was going to split it, just turn your notifications on so that you guys can know. But poor Miss Rose isn't getting notified. So there is the last one. So you can see it with that purple, but then you have that darker color. So when you're wearing it, it will probably spin around. Thank you for the follow. Thank you everybody who followed if I didn't say your name. Oh, she didn't hear it. Happy birthday, Annie, again. She hasn't heard it yet. So, and Rose and Joya said happy birthday from TikTok also. Woohoo, we got to the 100K. I knew if I asked you guys, we'd get there. So we'll do the jewelry giveaway here in just a moment. So that is that one. So tonight here on the live, we made this one. I'm gonna put that one down. So we made this one. I don't have my, whoops, I'm sorry I didn't show you on TikTok. Or YouTube, I'm sorry. So that was number one. Here's the second one that we made. And then here was our third one. And you can change up, and you've seen how you can use different color cords, different size beads, and you can do that. You can use multiple beads. You can do whatever you want, however you want to get that on there. But that is how you can use some of that faux suede cord to make a bracelet with a focal bead. And I do have more focal beads that I will be bringing to one of the Friday sales, okay? All right. Now, I'm sorry, I'm getting tools and stuff out of my way. I am following you, I thought, Abby. All right. There we go. I put away my tools. Now, all right. So I do normally do my bead sales on Tuesdays at 8 p.m., Fridays at 7 p.m. This Saturday, I will be doing the dangle sale. So you can do lots of different things with that. So, and that's at 10 a.m. on Saturday. So we are going to do a number for our giveaway for jewelry. You guys in the comments, and even on YouTube, you guys get to play too. Put a number between 100 and 150 in the chat. The first person to get it right will get to win bead jewelry. Thanks. So it's a number between 100 and 150. And I'm going to let you pick whoever wins. 100 to 150 is where the number range is in. And those of you that are on YouTube, I do my bead sales only on TikTok. So if you have a TikTok account, just find me at CarolJo's LLC on TikTok. So we got a number between 100 and 150. And I don't have a winner yet on either one. So keep putting them in there, everybody. We have 20 some seconds. Oh, we finally had somebody over here on YouTube. Someone. Ducky, happy 4th to you too. Let's see who the winner is. Patricia S., you are the winner. Patricia S. guessed 117, and that was the number. So it was 117. And so, Patricia, I got to write down your name before I forget. Your choice is the bracelet here that we have the lava stones on with the natural beads, or the blue necklace. And it's on an 18-inch chain. So Patricia, you decide necklace or bracelet, and put that in the chat, and that'll be yours. She is going with the bracelet. All right, I got that in the container here for you. Yeah, everything's all right. I just needed a night off. Whoop, got to verify my puzzle piece. We've been on for an hour. Right. So, happy 4th of July, day early to everybody. I will not be live tomorrow. Everybody have a fun and safe 4th of July. I will be back Friday at 10 a.m., which isn't a normal time for me to go live, but I do not work on Friday, and we are going to do a jewelry sale at 10 a.m. on Friday. Then, and that jewelry sale will be on TikTok and on Facebook group. Then we will do, for sure, the 7 p.m. bead sale on Friday night. It may be a little early. I might have a second one, or we may just go with the 7 o'clock. So just turn your notifications on TikTok. It will be TikTok only. We will also be live Saturday at 10 a.m. with the dangles on TikTok only. So that is what we have for the rest of the week. Next week's schedule, I am still trying to figure it out because we actually have like 5 games in a 7-day period. So I don't know what we're going to do for that. So just to let you know, the week after the 4th is a little bit up in the air. But everybody, have a great night. Have a wonderful 4th of July, and we will see you on Friday. Bye, everybody.